Hi everyone, we are here at the Global Online Women Empowerment Summit, and I am sitting here already alone at my tech, and we are doing the last but not least checking out in the last session. So what I wanted to tell you is thank you for being with us, and thank you for being with me and all the 108 experts and at this amazing summit. I'm a little bit at the end of my tiredness, so the closing part will come a little bit later when I will be a little bit more fresh. I decided today I am now a little bit more tired, so I will close later. I most probably Monday I will come back with one more broadcast, and I will tell you my goodbyes. So let's see what's happening here. We have our amazing team here: Joy Abdullah, Chanel, Swing. We have Céleste, Reumert, Refn, and we have Olga Koptun here. They are talking about business identity, which is very important today. And this session is something that is so useful in the world when you have to start again and think about marketing and business in a different way. So I would like you to take this opportunity and listen to them as much as you can, take away their wisdom. And yeah, let's listen to what they have to say about business identity. And thank you for watching. Thank you for the likes. Hope you will enjoy this session. They will be with you for a full session. They prepared this video, and I'm really appreciating it. Thank you, guys. And let's see what they have to say. So let me start the video.
Has changed, and with it, we are changing and adapting each day. A part of
All right, let me start so that you
that
have
change is empowering ourselves. The word empower, if you think for a moment, it can be read as I am power. And one part of that self-empowerment is knowing how to craft your business identity. In this Global Online Women Empowerment Summit, it's an honor to moderate three awesome individuals, ladies, who are bringing business expertise in the form of empowerment for each one of us and you. I'm honored to moderate this panel where we share with you 4 key areas of business identities that you need to keep in view, whether you're a solopreneur, a multiple entrepreneur, a small business, a mid-sized business, a corporate, a multinational, or a conglomerate. Starting off with the mark, where we discuss the importance of trademarks with Céleste, who is Master of Law, a founder of Grand IPR, helping ambitious scale-ups, business owners, entrepreneurs, coaches, and consultants wanting to expand their market reach stop ignoring their business assets' inherent potential and start taking their businesses to the next level by empowering themselves to actively protect their mark with a trademark registration that she performs for them. Welcome to the panel, Céleste. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate this. So it's really, really important to have a good trademark. And there are up to 11 different types of trademark. And with types, I mean, you have the word mark, you have the logo, you have the hologram, you have the sound. And, you know, I could keep going on. I'm not going to keep going into them now. What I think is more important is to understand that it has to be unique. Anything that is generic cannot be registered as a trademark, because we are giving exclusive rights to this to the person who owns the trademark. So it's really, really important to see that whatever is, you know, we all know Apple, and Apple is one of the best trademarks in the whole world. Why is that? Well, for one thing, it's instantly recognizable. Second, it's simple, it's clean, and it has got absolutely nothing to do with what Apple does. What do I mean by that? Well, what does Apple do? Does anyone have any idea? Do anyone of you want to chip in here?
Should we say that Apple makes
Technology?
Yeah.
Technology, exactly. What? Okay, perfect, guys. And what is their logo? What is that?
It's
an apple.
Bitten apple.
Yeah, bitten apple.
Does that have anything to do with technology?
Not really.
But it has a lot to do with life.
It does have to do with life, but it has nothing to do with what Apple actually does. So that's really important, and that's why Apple is such a brilliant brand, you see. And it's also important to, so if, for instance, in Denmark, there is this this company that sells ice cream that drives around on the streets. They have a sound. That is also really important. They actually managed to oppose a competitor because they also used it's a certain clanging of a bell that these guys use as their sound mark, and they managed to oppose another truck driving around on the streets in Denmark trying to attract clients that way. So it's really, really interesting that there are different types of marks out there. You may also remember the roar of the lion from MGM. That is also a sound mark. So it's really important to understand and know what it is that you want to do, because that leads into the way that you brand yourself.
Thank you, Celeste. But before I take that cue and bring Olga into the picture, I've got a question for you here. A sound, a picture, a word, and a design. These are the top four that's coming to my mind. Logo. Okay, so design, logo. All of these can actually be registered. They can be registered in a category, or can it be registered in an industry? How does it work in a nutshell?
So it's got nothing to do with the industry. What it has to do with is it has to be unique, and it can't be sort of like Joy Abdullah, marketing expert. It can't be that. And it's also really important not to use your personal name, because that can cause untold damage. We have a really, really good clothes designer in Denmark called Benedikte Utzon. She is not allowed to use her personal name anymore due to a really devastating legal battle where she had used her personal name for quite a while as her label, and she signed it over to a company. The company went bust, and today she's called Liv. So she can't use Benedikte anymore because she gave up the rights to that, and the Supreme Court in Copenhagen ruled against her, so she can't use her own name anymore.
Great
so
example.
You have to be really careful.
Yeah, great example, Celeste. Thank you, because you just highlighted the importance of the mark or the trademark, but it comes with the brand. And this is where I'm going to, go into Olga, and I'm going to take her advice on this. So introducing Olga, talking about empowerment through branding. Olga brings 14 years of experience in digital marketing space. She brings her passion to help other business owners to understand the value of their own business and to project it with marketing-infused branding and website solutions. Welcome, Olga. And this is...
Yes, thank you so much. And Celeste, thank you so much for educating us on the mark, because it's so important to have the trademark, and it's so important to take your business seriously, because it can be too late at some point. And when it is too late, it's just a lot more work than it is doing something upfront. So the question I had for you guys, so would you like a grande latte? Joy, where are you when you...
I don't drink coffee.
So Joy, where are you when you hear this phrase?
To be very honest, when I hear a grande latte, I'm either at a Starbucks, or at our end, we have another chain called the coffee and tea leaves, coffee bean and tea leaves kind of a chain.
Right. So you see how even in the grande latte, you were able to associate right away with Starbucks. And you probably, in your mind, you probably saw green color, a logo. You probably already were holding a cup in your hand. It was a nice and warm cup, and it had a sleeve on it, and the sleeve was the brown color.
Yeah.
So this is the branding. And I know not everybody is, a Starbucks type of business, but if you take your business seriously, then you start understanding what branding is. So right now, I want to tell you guys what branding is not. So it is not your logo or your slogan that you use every day. It is not just your name. It is not your favorite font. And we know we all have the fonts that we use every day, and we just won't give them up. And it's not anything fancy or cool. So the branding is actually a vision and core values of your business. So how does it look like? So the branding is your first step. So if you think about the branding, it can never be an afterthought because you are already behind on everything. So you can't really build a website and then pause and think, wait, what is my branding? What is my proposition? What is my statement? What is my tone of the voice? At that point, it's too late. So branding is really a first step when you're launching a business. Now, if you're already in business and thinking, Olga, I never done my branding. Well, it's time to. It's time to take your business seriously. It's time to empower yourself through branding. Because what you can really do is you can have a brand that people will talk about when you are no longer in the room. So an example I have for myself is I was at the wedding reception and my best friend was at the same table with me, and we had some other guests at the table, and we were talking about who does what. And I said, I do branding and marketing and I build websites. And then my friend says, yeah, so if you guys need a business card, come talk to Olga. And I'm thinking, okay, so there's some kind of disconnect here because my best friend is saying that I'm a business card professional, where I'm positioning myself as a branding and a marketing expert, which is two different things. So we are what we attract. So next time, you're thinking of yourself, put yourself in the shoes where you are no longer in a room. What is your best friend is going to talk about and say about you? And that's your brand. So I had to personally understand that. I have to personally evaluate what I'm putting out there. I had to personally do things differently so I can be perceived to do things that I'm very passionate about and I have experience on. And the business card wasn't it, although I can do it, but it's just not it. So the branding is the emotion, the tone, the voice for your business. It is also to let your clients know how to work with you. It is also to let the clients know how you're going to solve the problem and how you're going to deliver on a solution. And it has to be consistent. So your clients or future clients are going to come to you because they have seen you solve a problem for another business or another, entity. But they will come to you expecting exactly the same results. So you have to be consistent, and that's your branding, and that's your colors, and that's going back to, the fonts that you use. And the branding also lets your clients know if they are the ideal client for your business. So you defined, you have the power, that it is your brand, you make it happen. You also have to have some kind of statement for yourself of defining who you are in that brand. And it cannot be fake, it cannot be disconnected from who you are in a daily life. It's just more refined and it's just more known to the people around you. So that's how I see the branding, and that's how I approach the branding when I talk to my clients. And if you guys have any questions, I'll be happy to answer those now.
Olga, thank you. I have to echo one example. I love that example you shared, the story of you are a marketing and a branding expert and you're showing people how the websites are effective, yet your best friend thought you're actually a business card design developer. And I'll tell you why that resonates so much. I've had clients, even now, 3 years into an entrepreneurial journey, I've had clients who've actually come to me and said, Joy, I see you're a marketing specialist. I need some ads. And I'm like, excuse me, okay, what do you need? Oh, I need some Facebook ads. Can you tell me what da 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 da? And I said, whoa, hang on, something's crossed over here. I don't do digital advertising. I have people, associates who will do it for you, but let's understand what you want. And I had exactly the same epiphany as you. I said, I gotta find out, why is this disconnect happening? So I got some feedback. I asked my clients, I asked my network, and I understood people don't connect two words in my case. I write strategic marketing specialist. I don't write expert. I don't write guru purposely. And people look at strategy and marketing as two different components. They look at sales and marketing in one box and strategy as a whole different box. And you're right, I use orange. That's my house brand color. I use my name. I use a tagline to personify my entire business proposition, making marketing the strategic differentiator. The reason for all of this is where I'm getting to it. As a business person, a solopreneur, an entrepreneur, even in corporate, your personal brand, and you brought this up, you have to be living a certain set of values and tone, because who you are reflects in that branding, that communication, and that in turn attracts or repels the client that you want, the right kind of client, right? So yeah, great. I mean, that's a huge learning. And that's where I think this whole bit about branding is empowerment. So you want to get into business, you've got a personal brand, get somebody who help you with that, and then go to somebody like you and Celeste for the business side of it, the business communication, the business branding, and the design part of it. And I mean, interactions with Celeste has taught me the importance of having that trademark. I mean, there's so many stories out there. It's amazing, but I digress. So let me bring it back onto course. Yeah, we understand we need to have that power to ensure our mark, our trademark is, there, it's protected, it's for a lifetime. And then you also need to nurture and grow your brand, just like you do for children. I mean, for those of us who are parents. But let's move on. So when we've got these, you've got to take your brand somewhere. And that somewhere brings me to Janelle, which is, I'll put it as the place. And Janelle, just to give a quick introduction, is a social media strategist, the owner of a digital marketing agency, and the social media mentor of the Freelance School, an online course provider for Asians who want to become freelancers. That's extremely intriguing, Janelle. A freelance school, brilliant. So we don't have to go to Fiverr anymore. We'll just come to you straight. No worries. So Janelle, my question to you, with the importance of the trademark and branding being, the process or the vehicle that takes us to our market, can you tell us, in today's world, and specifically in the post-COVID world, the market has become, in a way, social media when we talk about digital or online. So I'm gonna ask this: how, as an individual brand, a personal brand, or as a business owner managing the business brand, how can we play in this social media? How do we get empowerment in social media, aside from the standard likes, comments, and the vanity matrix? How do we actually create traction, grow business? Over to you.
Yeah, so social media is free. Can you imagine your businesses without social media? Like, how are you going to get clients in this time of day, right? So social media is free, and all you have to do is just show up there. Nothing is going to happen if you just like invite everyone and that's it. You need to show up. And it's not just showing up there, like posting whatever you want, whichever time you want, whichever place you want. It's all about talking to your target audience, because those people, let's say there are like 3 billion people on Facebook, you cannot target them all. We all have target audiences. We know who we're talking to, and it's just a matter of us translating that into social media. Advertising or marketing before was expensive. It was print ads, television marketing. But right now, because of social media, we can just post out there and we're good. But it's not just that. We cannot just post anything, anytime. Imagine that if there are if you have the world's population in your hands in Facebook or Instagram, imagine like here we are doing this webinar on social media. If we didn't have this, like, and COVID was here, how will we be able to connect? How will we be able to put our businesses out there? It's gonna get crowded. While the world is getting crowded, we're also getting crowded in social media, in different businesses. So standing out in social media is important. And that's part of what Olga was saying about branding. You cannot just post anything anytime you want, because you need to put in mind that whenever you post something, that's part of your business, that's part of you, that's part of your brand messaging, that's part of the sound that Celeste was talking about. Every time we put something out there, we need to keep in mind that this is part of your business. So it has to speak about you. It has to speak that this is your business. Every post, every comment, every reaction you make, that's gonna come back and kick back into your business. We can use or maximize social media. We need to have a strategy. It's not just, again, it's not just posting out there, but it needs to have consistent going in and out. It's not just consistent content going out, but it has to also have that engagement. Engagement isn't a one-way street. It's always two ways. In order to have engagement, you need to spark the engagement, and you need to have or get that engagement back from your audience. So having consistent content, it doesn't have to be just one type. It doesn't have to be all graphics and like these amazing videos. It could just be like photos, everyday update, you know, those things that are you always think about, if this is gonna talk to my audience, then it's amazing. Don't think about this is gonna be trending, because every post, it's unpredictable. We don't know when our post will be predictable. We won't know when it will be trending everywhere, right? So we need to make sure we put the value and we put the message of our brand and business out there. We need to also,
yes, I agree. That's awesome. And you know what I wanted to talk about, that we do need to make our brand as human as possible, because like what you said, you know, putting out messages there that are talking to robots is not going to get you a business, but being a human and admitting to some of the maybe challenges you're going through, that's what makes it real. And that's going back into, you know, the branding, the social media, all of it. So thank you so much for sharing.
Absolutely.
Which is also why I don't understand why a lot of people say that on LinkedIn you're not supposed to share anything personal. I share personal stuff on LinkedIn. It hasn't harmed me in any way, shape, or form, you know. So, and I wanted to say something to Olga. My nickname, my professional nickname, by the way, is the Empress of Trademarks. How do you like that, Olga?
Brilliant.
It is brilliant because it says something right away, and it almost builds an instant trust to do business with you. So that's excellent. And it is trademarked, right?
No, it's not trademarked because it's just a nickname. So it's, you know, I'm not. You can't really trademark that because it's generic.
Right.
Awesome.
Great.
So yeah, going back, Joy, will you be saying anything?
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to say that what you're echoing, and Olga actually took my line away, so I'm going to repeat it anyways. It all comes back to, you see, it all comes back to this big, huge umbrella topic that everybody understands called marketing, right? And I'll spend a few minutes on that once, you know, you've shared, because the only thing I want to add on about social media, and Janelle, correct me, I'm not the expert out there, is it's very, very critical to know who your target audience is, who your customer is, who is your ideal customer.
Yes.
You must really know that, because you've got this beautiful brand. You've got Olga advising you on the brand. As the advisor, she cannot tell you exactly how to communicate if you don't give her the right picture of who's my customer, what is he or she doing, where is she going, what's her behavior, how does she think, which, for example, is Facebook more important to her than Instagram, you know, between two things? Or does she live in WhatsApp or on Telegram? We don't, you know, knowing that. The area that a lot of businesses I've seen, and large or small or individual, they really miss out on their data. And I think the part about social media that a lot of us sort of tend to skip over, we get into the graphics, we get into the content, is the data part, because that's where it's dry. It's how do I put it? A lot of people don't like to crunch the data.
It's not exciting.
It's not exciting. It's not exciting. But data, I love this particular statement that, and a dear old professor of mine shared with me. Data never lies. It can mislead because of your interpretation of it, but it never lies. And the point I was wanting to make is social media is a brilliant technological advancement that we've had in this past decade for those businesses who really understand how to read that data. Because within that 0-1 binary code lies so many insights that branding for people like Olga, she can make an apple be an apple. An apple hasn't become an apple just by virtue of television ads and print ads. They've done that. But today, when an iPhone or an iBook is coming out, the pre-sale order a quarter before is, they already know their quarterly sales numbers. The question is, are we going to cross the previous launch quarter by X or not? That's the question. And they've got the customers. So the point is, effective use of social media comes back to that judicious blend of understand your data for insights and then take that to talk or build your branding, the communication part of branding, to touch the heart, if I'm right in putting it that way.
Absolutely. I mean, no matter what you do in marketing or anything, if it doesn't return back into business, it's nothing, right? So when you get leads, when you get that return on the investment, because the investment on social media, yes, it's free, but we use experts, we hire subcontractors, we hire social media managers because it's time consuming, and we need to have that return in order for us to say, yeah, it's worth it.
Absolutely.
Yes, and we cannot live in the world of instant gratification, because we also have to understand that social media, and I deal with clients like that too, but they say, I'm just going to do 1 month and I'm going to go all in. And then if I'm not going to see result, then I'm out. Well, it's not going to work that way. So Janelle, what's your experience of how long should the strategy be in place to really see some type of results?
That's the minimum, but it still depends on what you're going to do in those 2 to 3 months. But if the client says, like, I only need 1 month, okay, I can give that to you, but after that, I cannot promise if you're going to get any results, because that's when everything is start picking up, that's when the time that your people are starting to find you, and then you're going to stop it. It's like, you shouldn't have done it in the first place. If you're only going to do it for 1 month, then better not do anything at all. You're just going to waste the time and effort and money in that 1 month versus spreading that into 3 months. You'll get minimal results, yes, but if you continue that in 6 months, 9 months, or 12 months, the return is amazing. And I know every one of us can attest to that. We've been using social media.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, one of the examples I use with when I do prospecting, and I've come across clients who say exactly what Olga said. Hey, look, Joy, we're happy to have you on board. Can you run the strategy in about 3 days, and then we're going to go all in 4 weeks? Tell us how many pieces of content on what channels, what? And I said, hang on a second. Just answer me this. Can you have a baby in 4 weeks? Ladies, with all due respect, the reason is there are certain laws of nature that you cannot go against. There is a certain period of time the butterfly takes to be a caterpillar, get into a cocoon, and come out and be a butterfly. A human life takes a certain thing. Marketing, one of the fundamental principles that's very important for branding and the channels of social media to take hold, for protection of trademark, as Celeste said, to be there. Marketing needs time. It's about relationship building. So I can't meet Olga the first time around and say, Olga, you're beautiful, let's go out. She's gonna slap me, probably hit me with her handbag. So I gotta have something that's of interest to her, and you talk. And we are using communication verbally. Social media is a channel that helps us talk that talk to the ideal customer. That's marketing. And this is where personally what I bring in my area is I ask my clients to flip how they see marketing. Don't look at it as three guys sitting there writing content, designing ads, putting it out on some channel. Look at what are your 10 people, 12 people, 14 people, what are they doing? Look at how many people are there on their Facebooks or their LinkedIns or their Instagrams or Pinterest. Each one of them is a media channel to me. So the question that I ask them to look at is, can you look inside? In place of looking outside, can you look at inside? What is it that your people love to do with the brand? That becomes the first story. So take that story, start inside, look at data, and take what we are doing. For example, we are on a webinar, we are sharing our experience and expertise to say, you empower yourself through the knowledge you have, through the people you know, and you use the right resources to go out. That is marketing. You actually start the marketing inside. You grow the baby, you nurture the baby, you eat healthy, you do your exercise, and go out and communicate. And to echo what Chanel said, give it the time. So you must, at least that 3 to 4 month period is a must have, according to me. I've not. Yeah, go ahead, Celeste.
Well, I just want to add it to that because you said something about a trademark is for lifetime. Well, the registration period takes 12 months for one.
There you go.
And then when you have the registration, in certain countries, it's for 10 years at a time. In the US, you have to file proof of use after 5 years. And then you renew it after 10 years. In Canada, I believe it's 15 years that you renew after. So it depends very much on where you are. So it's not eternal. You have to do certain things to keep it up. You have to know, it's not instant like that. It's not instant gratification. Right. It takes time, and it's about understanding that, and then that ties into the branding and the marketing, and so all of this ties into the business identity, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you, Celeste, for chipping in there, because you've just explained, whether it's a new business owner or an existing business owner, if you are going to register the trademark, you're going to spend a lot of money protecting that mark. You might as well do an excellent job on the brand that trademark represents. So you might as well take that time. If it's going to take that 10 to 12 months to get all the legalese done, you might as well take that time to grow it and put it in and, do the right way and the right way forward. Go ahead.
And don't forget that rebranding is really, really expensive. Look at Harry and Meghan. They had wanted Royal Sussex. They couldn't get it.
Nope.
Somebody in Australia opposed it. And they have had to spend, I don't know how many thousands of pounds to rebrand. Seriously, don't go there.
No, we will digress from, talking about identity and its 4 legs and everything. But just to digress for a moment, rebranding is a different animal altogether. If we are talking about, cats, and the big cats, we're talking about the lions and mountain lions and stuff like that. Let's stay there, because rebranding is an elephant. It's a lot of people simply think, Olga, can you help me out? I don't like my, rainbow colored apple anymore. I want to have a Washington red, and boom, that's rebranding. It's not. It goes all the way back into your values, into your whole purpose, and, everything all together. So
yes.
It's very important. It's much
deeper than your soul. So basically rebranding, at that point, you already know that whatever is going on is not working for you. So rebranding is there to give you a new, fresh look, of course, but it also is going back to the drawing table and saying, okay, so what is not working for me, that what is my client is perceiving, or what am I not communicating clearly? So yes, rebranding is whole, another animal, and it is an elephant. And it is important to take your business seriously. It is important to empower yourself, to give yourself back the power to say, I'm going to do it right. I'm going to hire professionals to help me along the way, because there is no way that we know everything about everything. So we have to have people along the way that will help us, a strategic partner, a friend, or someone who doesn't even know what your business is all about, but they can look at your website and give you an instant feedback. And you can say, oh, wow, I didn't even think about that, but this is what people perceive as. So yes, I agree, Joy. An elephant it is.
No, beautifully said. I mean, let's leave rebranding out, but that last bit for all who's watching this webinar, which is empower yourself by having the right resources. None of us, I mean, I know, and I've asked Celeste quite a few times, I bugged her about trademarks. I've read her content because I want to know what I can advise my client, even if it's the initial 5-minute advice before saying the right person, the expert is Celeste, speak to her, fix the call, right? Have just by getting the right resources. That's what we do when we have a physical requirement or an emotional requirement. We find the right doctor or counselor or whatever. We don't sit down and treat ourselves, right? It empowers you to do the right thing for your business, because when you empower yourself, you then are automatically projecting what's of value to your customer. And I come back to value is very important to me, because in today's day and age, social media, branding, and Olga, you said this, branding has to connect emotionally. You cannot connect emotionally unless values are in sync. So great point, love it. And I'm watchful of the time over here. We're running a little close. So I'm going to come to wrap this up. I'm going to ask each one of you to take the lead and shoot off 2 to 3 key takeaways for our audience in this summit that they can probably put to use straight away in the business side from a business identity perspective. All yours, ladies.
All right, Janelle, do you want to go first?
Okay, so I could definitely go first with social media. There are 3 things that you have to remember social media for your business. It's content, it's engagement, and consistency. Those 3 things: content, engagement, and consistency. One cannot work without the other. So you need to make sure that your story is there, your brand is there, and you've got that consistent flow going. How about you, Olga?
Yeah, that's awesome. And then for me, that you have to remember that the branding is not an afterthought. It's something that you must do in order to start your business or to look at your business a different way. And also, I want to make sure that you understand that branding is not done for you. As much as you love your own logo, it is not for you. It is not serving you. It is not serving, your own needs. Your branding is helping your clients to work best with you and understand what values you are providing. And another one is just, you said, Janelle, be consistent. Like, it builds trust, or your branding can repel people or it can bring people in. So make sure that the message you put out there is for your clients and for your clients' benefit. Educate them and be consistent in every single platform that you use. All right, Celeste?
Beautiful. Yep. Celeste, all yours.
Well, so what's really, really important to remember about this is that not everything can be trademarked, not everything should be trademarked, because we are giving an exclusive right. This is really, really important. So it has to be unique. It has to be something that does not describe what you do. So don't use the word coach. Don't use your personal name. Get unique, get creative. That's all I've got to say.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Janelle. Olga,
Okay,
Celeste.
Joy, what are your 3 takeaways?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot. I wanted to thank you for the knowledge sharing over there. Right. I'm going to use my 3 takeaways as a summary. And I wanted to thank all 3 of you for sharing from your expertise, because I think the audience that's watching this, here's my part of the takeaway as a summary. Empower yourself before you want somebody to empower you. Nobody's going to empower you. Empower yourself. And when it comes to business, empower yourself by getting the right resource, expertise, specialization that helps you. And here, under the big umbrella of marketing, business is marketing. Marketing is not a part,
business identity,
not a part of the separate division of the business. The identity that you create is part of your branding. The identity that you create is part of your personal brand. It's part of your corporate or your business brand. It stands for values. So focus when you're doing business as you would nurture your family and your loved ones. That's the extent of passion that you need to go in. And that's my third and last point. Have passion. Passion gives you focus. It gives you consistency, and it gives you the strength to really take feedback, take information, and move forward. Once again, we hope this session has been helpful. You can reach out to each one of us as you want. Thank you so much, Olga, Janelle, and Celeste, for having me as a moderator and a host. It's been a real pleasure.
It began with a bold vision to build KL Metropolis, a development that would establish a new international trade and exhibition district in Malaysia, built in partnership with the government by NAZA Group's property arm, NAZA TTDI. The crown jewel of this grand vision is the Malaysia International Trade and Exhibition Centre, the preferred international destination for exhibitions and events. Like the fine gold and silver threads of the Songket weave that inspired its facade design, MyTech is the embodiment of refined craftsmanship, creativity, and precision. As Malaysia's largest exhibition centre, MyTech's functional spaces are unprecedented. Primed for exceptional displays, surrounded by state-of-the-art facilities and amenities. This iconic structure affirms a commitment to innovative excellence. It is a showpiece of engineering ingenuity. An enduring icon built for a new Malaysian era of success.